Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SC Project, branding, logo, that's one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand now, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the. Hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el booking entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes la verde siempre llegará primero. Pero yo lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SC Project, branding, logo, that's one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand now, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the. Hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el booking entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes la verde siempre llegará primero. Pero yo lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SC Project, branding, logo, that's one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand now, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the. Hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el booking entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes la verde siempre llegará primero. Pero yo lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SC Project, branding, logo, that's one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand now, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the. Hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el booking entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes la verde siempre llegará primero. Pero yo lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SC Project, branding, logo, that's one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Guys, we're gonna let that run one more time and then we'll be right in, alright?
Let's take a quick look at the. Hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el booking entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes la verde siempre llegará primero. Pero yo lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SC Project, branding, logo, that's one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change.
What's good? What's good? Mike is in the building. Welcome to another Freestyle Sunday, guys. Super excited for this one for a couple of reasons, right? One, I have one of the two people that's been most recommended to be on the stream, and you guys already know the deal. You've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title. Fastlane D is going to be in the building. I'm excited. if you're watching, you must be excited. So really dope stream tonight, guys. We have a lot to cover. We're going to talk about a lot of things, guys, not just motovlogging, motorcycles. We're going to touch base on some information that I don't even think Fastlane D think I'm privy to. All right, for those of you that don't know who he is, gentleman's name is Dylan. He runs the channel Fastlane D, hence Fastlane Dylan. All right, very excited. We're going to do what we do best every time we launch the stream, guys. We greet every single person that's in the building and say what's up. But, all right, I'm going to tell you guys now, right now, you're not going to see people's name come up on the screen today, only because you saw there was a slight delay in the very beginning. My stream deck, for some reason, is not connecting, and I don't have enough time to troubleshoot it to make sure that it's running.
All right, guys, we're going live.
You could hear.
Yeah, I didn't know you could hear me. Hold on, let me turn my mic off.
Hells yeah, he could hear you. It's all good. No worries, man. It's all good. Very excited, guys. So we'll definitely do our normal greet. We have, let's see. I'm going to pop this off so I can see everybody nice and clean. Dag, it sucks not having one thing working as nice as I usually do because, I don't know, I just got used to it, really. I got maybe like a little spoiled, maybe. Life with Anna B's in the building, of course. Wifey always showing love and support. Hello, guys. I hope you are all having a good night and weekend. We have Tishan Terman. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, guys. Again, sorry we don't have you up on the screen, guys, and I love doing that. I think it's a great way to give back to some of the people that contribute their hour before the week starting on Monday to come be here. So I think it's always a great thing to do. But tonight is going to be a little different. So hang back for sure. We have regular Governor D Nice is in the building, of course, mentioning what's good, fellas, and good evening to you, Mrs. Anna B, of course. Let's see what we got here. We have Donna Main, what's good, peeps, another regular we got here also. Nizo Ni Moto is in the building. She's steadily becoming like a regular that's on the stream. And always really dope to see people coming back. And this whole thing is growing. And we truly appreciate it, guys. And we have Twisting Throttle R1. That's a new name. Never seen you before, sir. If you're here, you're watching, that means you love motorcycles. You love talking about bikes. So might as well subscribe, right? And when you're done doing that, anybody that's watching this, anyway, it's a given. If you're watching this, that means you're already familiar with Fastlane D and you know his content. You've watched his channel. So that's always a really cool thing, guys. So we're going to do a little bit of highlight. I'm not going to hold this off too long to ramble because I want this to be what it's really about, which is the community and Dylan being here tonight, guys. We also have Twisted Throttle R1. Yeah, I mentioned him already a little bit earlier. That guy Kel's in the building. He's a local New Yorker out here. Always good to see him. Big into track, guys. We have Futuristic Vipers in the building as well. Sazon Moto is in the building. What else? Yeah, so we're going to be having more and more people coming in, guys. So I'll most likely go back and circle back and greet everyone. But always appreciate you guys tuning in. And you guys know the deal. Smash that thumbs up. Helps with the algorithm. Helps the channel grow. And keeps this whole thing moving. All right, so while we're here, guys, I want to talk a little bit before bringing Dylan on and kind of ask question and get to know him a little bit better. And you guys could get to know him a little bit better. But just want to kind of give you guys a general idea of what he does on YouTube and the kind of content that he brings to the table and why I think, actually I shouldn't say think, why I know he's going to be one of the biggest channels on the come up. And of course, don't think that's just like a new thing, guys. He's putting his time and work. Let's take a quick look. Okay, but some strange reason, something weird happened that it just, everything went blank. So we're back. Oh man, I grind on this as fast as I could, which is pretty phenomenal if you know how crazy intense that was just right now. But we're back in the building, very excited. Oh my God, that was wild. I tell you, no matter how prepared you are, guys, no matter how excited you are, things tend to happen. And again, appreciate you guys sticking around. Nobody dipped out. We're back. All right, 5 Up mentioned we're back, so that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right, guys. As I mentioned, you know, Fastlane D is the kind of guy that you definitely want to hit up his channel and check him out. And, you know, I wouldn't have him on if I didn't think he was very inspiring or had amazing content. Let's take a quick look at what he brings to the table and how amazing his work is, or collab that he does with other. I told you guys, he is litty, and for a real reason, not just for producing content like this, where you can kind of experience a very cinematic thing regarding Dylan. So we're gonna pull him on real quick. That way, we can kind of give you guys a little breakdown as to who he is, man. Welcome, Dylan, guys.
Hey, what up, baby? Let's go. How we feeling?
Sorry for that little hiccup, man. It's good to have you in the building, sir. Very excited, man, for the level of talent that you're bringing on YouTube at the moment. But a lot of people don't know. They have no idea how long you've been doing this, man. You've been in the game for over 5 years putting in work, and now your name is bubbling to the top. We're talking about you probably hitting up the top 10.
That's crazy, man. That is crazy. In my mind, it still feels like I'm a small 100 subscriber channel and just putting up content when I can. But yeah, man, it's definitely been a grind from the bottom. And anyone that starts with zero understands how much work goes into it, like behind the scenes of staying up late, getting content, coming up with ideas, filming, like just frustrating stuff with the bikes, with editing, with, I mean, there's just a million things. And like I said, mad respect to anyone that's ever built a following, because it's definitely tough, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I would say it's a huge deal building a following, but we're going a little bit ahead of ourselves, guys. So one thing that I think that's really dope about Fastlane D, also known as Dylan, I'm going to say Dylan a lot, but you'll know who I'm referring to, of course. One thing that I think is really dope about his perspective on motovlogging and joining the whole thing with motovlogging, because a lot of us have a background of us starting to ride, and our family are very opposed to us getting on motorcycles and going out there and ride. I thought what was really dope about Dylan is that he comes from a very supportive background. Little that you guys might not know, there are gems on the stream. His family bought him his first starter bike. Walk us through that.
Wait, which bike are you talking about?
Your starter bike that your sister crashed, sir.
Oh, I don't know.
Let's go. You didn't see that.
Yo, expose me like that.
Let's go.
I was like, wait, there's no way he knows about this.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Oh,
listen.
That's crazy.
Listen, we're in the building. We're putting in work.
He did his research.
People are not wasting their time coming on the stream. We're here to have a good time and really get to know who we're interviewing and have a good time. Talk us about that, dude. His sister broke his first bike.
How old I was probably 8 or 9 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know those little pocket bikes that you can get. I don't even know how much they were at the time, but those little mini bikes, 50cc mini bikes. My parents bought me one. It was bright yellow. So I remember we gone to the mall and I saw them and like sat on one and just like fell in love. I was like, I want this so bad. And I didn't think I was actually gonna get it. My parents ended up getting it for me for Christmas. And I probably had it not even for that long. My neighbors hated it because we'd be, there's another guy in my neighborhood that had one, and we'd be up and down the streets just all day long, just, so like then we get the cops called on us all the time from noise complaints. And we were just kids, like little 8, 9-year-old kids, man. But I remember I let my sister hop on it. And, you know, it's just like riding a bicycle. At least to me, it was just very simple. Just hop on, twist the throttle, and lean. So I set her on there. She gets on there. And we lived at the kind of like a cul-de-sac at the top of a cul-de-sac. So you go down the street and there's like a little cul-de-sac and you come back up to our house at the time. And she gets on it, takes off. She looks perfectly fine on the bike. And she gets in the cul-de-sac and tries to turn. And immediately she just hits the ground and drops the bike. And after that, it would never start. And yep, and then that was a wrap for the bike life for me. So my sister kind of took that bike out, but I was just trying to be a good older brother, you know, and show her the ropes and show her something that I was passionate about. But yeah, it didn't end up well. So Melissa, if you're watching this, you owe me a bike. You still owe me a bike.
So, you know, I brought this up just to kind of give you guys a little bit of perspective on who he is as an individual. And again, you could see a lot of his channel really being about people and really not about anything else, really having a great time being on a motorcycle. And the fact that you're brought up and being very supported by your family and have a good time, even, you know, with the very small bike being damaged, it still allow you to stray towards what you really like, and you kept on doing it. You didn't take it too hard. And the reason I kind of brought this up, I really wanted to kind of show this real quick, guys. So this is not like a thing where it's just a one-time thing with Dylan where you know, it was with that small bike. And I just want to kind of highlight this real quick. It's him and his dad here going out to the dealership to check out some bikes, which is,
we got something special planned. We're gonna head over to Mountain Motorsports to go look at some new bikes, because for 2022, we're gonna start making some little changes in the garage. I'm pumped. Now, I was gonna take Storm, but my dad, say hi, Dad.
What's up?
He asked to come along, so I was like, all right. The shops were about 45 minutes away, and by the time I got there and then started heading back, it was gonna be dark and cold. So I was like, perfect excuse to take the truck. You gonna be able to make it in here? Yeah, man. It's high up, man.
So we're gonna start seeing a lot of these little clips in between this interaction, guys, only because I think these are very key things that says a lot about an individual, who they are. And when you join someone's channel like Dylan, you're part of something way bigger than yourself, family, and outside of bike life, man. It's really, really dope. And I thought that was something that we had to highlight very, very early on. And I think that's something that's really, really cool, man. So you've been 5 years in. So walk us through that, man. I've seen some of your very, very beginning vlogs. I know a lot of people are probably not privy to it. You were struggling just to buy a GoPro, right? You couldn't even really afford one. So,
No.
Tell me.
And I got one for Christmas for my aunt, because I had been begging for one. And in college, obviously, you have no money. So I was just undergrad in college, couldn't afford a camera, couldn't even afford a bike. So how I actually ended up getting the first bike I had too, which is crazy, was so I had my buddy sold me a 50cc scooter. It had like 20,000 miles on it. It was a piece of junk, like just trash. Exhaust, they had no exhaust on it. It was loud, but he sold to me for $200. And how I justified it was parking for my car was like $400 a year on campus. And then for the scooter, it was like $100. So I was like, I'll make that money back and then some. So I ended up going through with the deal. And I remember every single day I'd pull up next to all the motorcycles. There were a couple R6s, some R1s. And I was like, man, I gotta get off this scooter, man. And so it was motivation every single day. So I started picking up extra shifts at work. Like I gave up all my Friday nights, a lot of my Saturday nights. And the girl I was dating at the time absolutely hated it. But I was just like destined and determined to save up for a bike. And then when I finally saved up for the bike, it took me about a year or so to save up and buy my first bike, which was an F4i. I couldn't even afford any gear. Like, I couldn't afford helmet, gloves, jacket, nothing. And I always tell people you need to buy this stuff first for you to buy the bike, so you don't end up like me. So my buddy ended up giving me a helmet, and actually, before he gave me that helmet, I rode with a little bicycle helmet on. He was strapped the little thing up and down here. Definitely not DOT certified, not safe. But like I said, that's all I could afford at the time, man. And I started flipping them. So I bought that first bike. I can't remember how much. I maybe paid like $1,400 or $1,700 for it. I scraped together, and I ended up selling it after a month of having it for like $2,300 or $2,400. And then I just kept doing that process. And then I bought the CBR 600 RR from that next bike for super cheap. I usually don't try and buy them in the winter. And then I flipped that and I got the R6. The R6 was a piece of junk. I hated that bike, man, so much. And I ended up selling that. I got out of that because that bike just started having problems. So I sold that. And I bought the CBR 1000 RR, which is when I started my channel. And I don't know. I had so many, I just love bikes so much. And I just wanted to share my love for it and kind of build a community. Cause I'm like, I know there are a lot of people out there that have the same passion that I have. So I really wanted to find other people that were just as passionate about it as I was, riding and just those experiences. I always loved filming stuff. So my boy, Nate and I, you probably see him in some of my earlier videos if you watch, and he made that R1 video that you guys just saw, the reveal video. He'd go out and I asked him like, what camera do I need? Like SD cards, like, and literally everything he helped me come up with. And that's kind of how the channel started. I just started posting and I kept posting. And I also think a lot of inspiration comes from, I watched like the guys like Chase on Two Wheels, Downshift 83, like the OG motovloggers. I get home every single day. And that was the first thing I would turn on. It wasn't TV. I would get on YouTube and I'd go watch these guys' videos. I'm like, man, this is so cool. Like, I want to do like what they're doing. Like they were living such a cool life, it looked like. So yeah, started posting from there. And that's how it kind of started.
So it's interesting that you started by doing that. And I wanted to make another mention about like a small gym. If you guys go back to one of Chase's videos, you will spot Dylan in one of his videos. He was super young. It was a while back, right? Before you were kind of motivated to doing all this. I told you guys there'd be a lot of gems on this one.
Research. That is crazy. Yeah.
Let's go, man. Come on. You know I'm not here to waste your time, so it's gonna be great, man. So a lot to cover, man. My question to you is, how do you feel about the new state of motovlogging? I've been mentioning this to a lot of people. You're part of the new wave, I'd say, right?
Yeah.
Not that you're,
which is crazy.
Not that you're part of the new wave that you started recently and you're blowing up. You've already put your time in, but at this current time frame, things are taking off. Things are happening. I personally have observed the transition in motovlogging, where just riding in your local town, in your hometown, around your city is not doing the trick enough. A lot of people are flying down to Florida, going out to Georgia and stuff like that to ride. What's your take on that? And do you see that this is where it's going as well, or riding in your own area is the same?
No, I definitely agree with you that it's a lot of people are traveling now and linking up with other content creators. And when you get a bunch of content creators together, I mean, the content opportunities are just endless. So, and it's cool to really, like I said, meet up with people that are just as passionate about motorcycles and just like having a good time as you are. I mean, with those meetups, big shout out to my boy. How I got into it was Moto Mac. Big shout out to him. He invited me down and was like, hey, 650 Eve's having this meetup in Nashville this weekend. And I went and I was super nervous at the time. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, I don't know if we're going to get along with these people, or like they're going to laugh because I got this bike and they got all these expensive, super nice bikes. And I'm not on that level. But as soon as we got down there, it just like clicked, man. Like it was literally like a brotherhood. Like we all got along so well. There's never any drama. Knock on wood, I hope there is never any drama with anyone. And we just, like I said, all rode and just had a good time. It's like just like family. Like I've known these people my entire life. And I also think just being able to explore and get out of your city and see different bike lives, and then meeting the people that follow your channel, and just like I said, have the same passion as you. Just I can't describe it in words when that happens in person, man. But I definitely think there's the big shift going on from right around your city and just kind of talking to traveling and sharing those experiences with people. Because some people can't travel. They don't, I mean, they got other things tying them down. So
I agree, man. Not everybody's able to travel and go back and forth to anything. Do you think someone could still have a channel that take off just by riding locally in their city? I mean, I think it's a yes and no question personally.
yeah,
If you live in an interesting city enough, but I think in most cases moving forward, it's a no. But what do you think?
yeah, I agree. Unless you're in a big city with a big bike life, like we talked about this earlier. I'm Kay. I love his channel, man. Shout out to Kay. We talk frequently, and the bike life out in LA is just so nuts out there, man. That he's able to ride around daily and get content, which I think is so cool. I'm super jealous of you, Kay. Maybe one day I'll be able to have a city like that. But Lexington, definitely, I don't know what I would film around here. There's just not enough bikes to be able to go out and daily ride and just run into random people and random super bikes and just random cool stuff that he sees out there. So that's why I started traveling, because I was like, I want to create something bigger than what I'm seeing in my city, because I know it's out there being from Atlanta, because the bike life in Atlanta is nuts.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think out here in New York City, we have the environment, we have the riding, we have pretty much a good mix of everything. I think you could definitely make something like that happen out here in New York. And it's funny that you mentioned Moto Mac. We might definitely have to get him on here, because currently at the moment, I know he linked up with another up-and-coming YouTuber out here, Madlit 1000.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they're all, you know, it's starting to brew up a little bit out here in New York, and I think that's really, really cool, and something that I was very, I can't say was, I am very passionate about kind of like getting everyone together, and I've made that attempt before, and I think it's really dope seeing people really trying to do that, and it's kind of even remotivated me to kind of get things back into motion, like for this season.
Yeah, you can be. I'm jealous, man. You got a great environment for that up there, man. Phenomenal.
I think I'm gonna need a super bike though in order to get that done, because it seems like everyone has a super bike, and I'm like, I've been kind of inching away on it. They
definitely draw a lot more attention on YouTube than other genres. I had a supermoto, and the cruiser scene's definitely taken off. That's actually how my channel started building momentum, which is crazy. Was from the V-Rod. My R1 videos really never did that well. Until I had a video take off that I filmed in Atlanta with Calvin and Nate and everyone. But yeah, the cruiser scene is definitely big. I wish the supermoto scene was bigger, man, because that hybrid motard you got in the back is beautiful. That's definitely on my list of bikes to own one day, for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love that thing, man.
Yeah, man. I think it's a really cool bike. It's fun to ride. It has its pros and cons and stuff like that, man. But you know, if you come out here through New York, you're good to go. You could always jump on and.
Oh, I love that, man. I would absolutely love that. Shoot, I might have to go book a flight soon here soon, man, this season.
I'm gonna tell you now. I totally felt really bad because how do you call it, guys? A quick short story. I'm gonna pull in right here real quick. Dylan had hit me up like, "Yo, what's good? What are you doing? I'm in New York, so let's do something." And it was like winter time. And I'm like, no fucking way.
You know, that doesn't mean shit to me, man.
Yo, it was winter time, and this dude was like, yo, what are you up to? You want to hang out and ride? I'm like, and he posts like a clip online saying, yo, where you at? And like, he posting out to me, it's like, where you at? Where you need to be out? And I'm like, somewhere warm. So
that was hilarious. You know, I have no limits with that, man. Riding that bike home from where'd I get it from? So,
yeah, you came from New York to PA?
Island Power. And they thought I was crazy, man. They tried to talk me out of leaving the dealership like at least 10 times. They're like, we can help you get a hotel or like find somewhere safe to park. And I was like, no, I am riding this bike today. I don't care if it's raining, freezing in the middle of the night, and I have no idea where I'm going. I am riding this bike.
No,
I don't know, I just love riding, man. That's really the thing.
guys, for those of you that don't know, you could always check out his channel. Watch his pickup of the R1M. He rode it. Not only was cold, it was raining. He detoured, went down to New York, took some photo, went back. I mean, the level of passion into this. I'm not saying that I'm not passionate when it comes to motorcycling, but you're not going to catch me in the rain or in the snow or doing anything wild like that. So shout out to you, sir. Shout out to you. Cause
That's why you're a smart man for that. You're a smarter man than me for that, man.
Listen, that's not happening,
sure.
man. That is not happening.
Looking back, I don't know if I would do that again. I might ship the bike next time, but I knew it would make for cool content. And like I said, Brad brought my dream bike. I was like, I got to get on this thing, man. I want to ride it so bad. Nothing's stopping me from riding this today.
All right, so I'm going to ask this, and you have to answer it truthfully, and I don't expect any less, because out of all the information I found out and I figured out, guys, he's a trustworthy guy, and he's going to tell you the real deal. Do you find yourself going out of your way, right? For example, riding in the rain or in the snow, going down to New York. It was cold, dude. I've seen the photos. I'm like, no fucking way that this guy loves motorcycles more than me. And do you find yourself that you're going out of your way just to produce content, even though it's a difficult situation, or is just solely, doing it for the passion?
I'd say the passion for sure, especially when you first start out, because no one's watching your videos. So it's like I have a huge audience. I'm like, oh, I got to get this video up. But as you grow, it's like, okay, now I told people I'm going to put this video out. I don't have any content. I need to go get some content for today. And it never feels like work, though. Like, I've never been like, oh, my God, I have to go ride. Like, it's always like, I get to go ride my bike and make a video and then post it for people to engage with and build that community. So I don't think, no, I really haven't found myself going out of my way, because also a majority of my content is not at home. So when I'm home, I ride my bike to like work and commute on it a decent amount. But a lot of the videos that people see is when I'm like traveling and doing other stuff. And that does take planning and thinking ahead and saying like, okay, is this content that I'm going to be able to make from this event worth the trip and the expenses and the hassle and everything? But no, I mean, I definitely say there's still a huge passion behind it for sure.
All right. I mean, I would definitely agree, man. I've seen a lot of your work, the body of work that you upload, and some of the passion project that you do, and it's somebody that's really excited for motorcycles that would go that far out of their way just to produce, that level of content just for people's entertainment. And it shows, man. I mean, it is being viewed, and people are enjoying a lot of the work that you're doing. And I think you bring something very unique. What's cool about some of your content that you upload, and I wouldn't say a lot of it is the fact that you bring people together. All right. It's not just about you. Again, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. You're seeing a running theme here, guys. As I'm talking about Dylan, a running theme about his content being more about himself, family, his own personal family, and then you have other people that are genuinely just writing. Take a quick look here how much people he brings together when they are together and rolling on the road. Really, really dope. Very inspiring, even to myself, guys. Look how dope this is, man. It is a ton of bikes, man.
We are here acting up in Miami, boy. Look at this, man. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 bikes out here. We squatted up. This was done in January. But where all of us are from, it's freaking snowing back home. So that's why we just acting like we ain't got no house running right now. This is it, boys. This is it. Hey, yeah, Miami living the dream, baby. Gang, gang, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
Always very excited seeing the energy, man.
Always gotta bring that energy, man.
Yo, I'm gonna say right now, this might be a little bit of a New York energy.
Yeah.
This might be a little New York energy, because you know what I'm saying this, guys? For those of you who don't know, there are gems, of course. Dylan was born out here in New York, guys. All right? Yes, sir. Come on, my dude.
Queens, New York, man.
Dylan was born out here in New York, moved out to Atlanta, studied in Kentucky. Yes, we do know what's going on, sir. We do know what's going on.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, so born in Queens, moved to Atlanta, where I was pretty much raised. And then I did my graduate degree or undergrad degree at the University of Georgia. And then I got offered free grad school at the University of Kentucky. So that's why I live in Lexington right now. I moved up here for that. Can't turn down free school. And I've just had such great work opportunities that I've ended up staying. So I ended up here. But definitely got some New York and some ATL in me, baby.
Yeah, man. I told you, man, there's going to be a lot of nice gems on here for you guys that are watching this. And
yeah, I didn't know we did this much research, man. That's impressive. Like,
you start doing it more and more, and then you get into it. And I think it's really awesome, man. Like I said, what I love about doing the stream is bringing talent like you across. One, I think it's great to kind of highlight people that are really grinding and putting in a lot of work. Also, I feel like it gives the opportunity to allow people that view you and watch your content to get to know you a little bit better. And just so you guys are aware, you know, it's not just about views, money and gain and power and clout. You know, in most cases, I'm not saying it's for all, but somebody like Dylan, he does this, you know, it takes time out of his day, out of his work schedule. And even when he's out with family, which is really, really dope, you'd see a lot of videos. I didn't want to highlight this video because I felt like it was kind of negative, but I will ask about it. There's no clip about it. Even when he's out on family vacation, he would go out in certain cases and rent a motorcycle and produce content and stuff like that. And of course, having a positive support is really dope. You get to do that. But the question I'm asking about right now is, he crashed. You crashed.
Oh man, that video! I know it, man.
I'm not. That's
always everyone's first video they ask me about when I meet them.
And I didn't want it to be a thing where I talk about a crash, because we are gonna bring about your Ducati curse a little bit. So I'm like, this is gonna be a little too much down that hole. So yeah, man, walk us through that.
No,
that experience.
Not too much, man. So that crash was crazy. I mean, I just got done. So Nate and I booked that trip out in LA because it was snowing here. I was like, I need to get some content, and I wanted to ride. I mean, I hadn't ridden in like a couple months. So I was like, I want to get on some bikes. And so we booked that trip, went out there and rented our dream bikes, which was so cool. The V4 and the 1199 and then the H2. You don't see those bikes around here, let alone people let you rent them. So we went out there, rented those bikes. That was the last day we were there. We had been filming content all morning, like some race content. And I was actually headed back to drop that bike off and get on the H2. And Nate was staying, getting some drone shots. I think I had that in the video, the first part of the video. Nate was staying at that location, get some drone shots. So I was going to run back, grab the H2 and just bring it back out. And I was honestly just chilling. Like I always keep my camera on me and just recording, just in case something stupid happens with another driver or an accident. And luckily I happened to have my camera rolling at the time. And you can see I'm just trying to merge in the typical crazy LA traffic. So I see a little gap up front and I'm like, oh, let me go get in that gap. And so I accelerate and then I'm just slowly merging, and the highway was separated a little bit. So I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention. We don't have those kind of rows or cracks in the roads here. So I honestly didn't even see it. So the bike catches on that crack as I'm shifting. And it happened so fast where one moment I was just merging into a lane, and the next moment I'm sliding down the highway and I'm looking at the bike sliding down the highway in front of me. And I'm like, what is going on? And so that bike was not our bike and ended up getting totaled. Which a lot of people are like, the bike's not totaled, but unless I guess some people have never priced out Ducati parts before and seen how expensive those get, especially when you're doing it from the factory. And yeah, so that bike was totaled. We called the owner. He was actually really cool about it. He was like, "Are you guys good?" And we were like, "Yeah, we're good." And so yeah, everything was fine. But yeah, that was my first accident on a bike, and of course it was total, which is crazy. But thankfully I was wearing my gear and everything, so no scratches, nothing. Like the tow truck came, picked up the bike, and then I got on the H2 and we just kept it rolling, man.
I'm telling you, man, that was wild seeing that. In a situation like that, when something happens, I'm assuming when you rent it, it's covered by insurance and everything else, right? So it's not something that's like your responsibility. I'm assuming. Yeah,
no, it was covered by insurance. Thankfully, we had pulled out all the extra insurance on it, so we were good. I had to pay a deductible, and then that was it for that, man.
Yeah, man. I think it's really, really cool that you do these things. You take these opportunities, not only because you're not in the same city with family. So when you do travel, you could still do, still follow your passion. So that's kind of really cool. Just want to kind of transition to this. I want to kind of show this to everybody real quick, guys. So hang tight. I want you guys to see this. And I know, man, Ducati's doing really well. But I think for some strange reason, he's the only guy I think that's encountering like the good old crazy Ducati situation, man. Let's take a quick look. That feeling though, when you get it cuts off.
And my buddies are riding off. I'm like, no.
Oh my God. Oh, no. No! That did not sound good.
I don't know.
But that sounded really bad. Why is it always the Ducati? Well, I can't handle having any more issues. It did not sound good. I don't know. It started making a weird, like, knocking, not knocking, but like, I wouldn't say it was knocking, but something was like, sounded like it was out. Let's see if it does it again. You hear that? You hear that? Wait, where's the oil?
Here, it's probably tilted upright and see. You normally see oil in it right there?
Yeah, there's usually oil spinning in here. Did you see it earlier?
I mean, no, I didn't see none over it. Maybe try to do it real quick and then shut it off and see if it starts circulating. You for sure normally see oil spinning?
Yeah.
You think maybe where it's cold, it's not like...
I don't know. It hasn't been leaking or anything.
You think it would say? You think?
Yeah, it would let me know low oil or something. No, it's not. It only doesn't knock like that. As soon as we turn.
Yeah, man.
Golly, man.
This is not his first Ducati thing. I know we talk about him having one down, and then this one. This bike is a very interesting bike, guys. It
is. It's owned. I got it from the Downshift.
There you go.
And the cool part with Downey is I've been following him since I started riding. So before Astlane D was ever even a thing, like before I even got probably right when I first got my first motorcycle. I mean, the big motovloggers at the time were like Do It With Dan, Downshift 83, Jake the Garden Snake, Motonocity, like that whole squad. And I love that energy they always had, especially when they were together and doing dual vlogs, which was still a thing. And fast forward like years and years later, I'm actually in Jacksonville for Daytona Bike Week, and I see Downshift post a photo of that Ducati, and he said he's going to be out this weekend, and I shoot him a message immediately. not thinking he was going to respond or ever get back to me. And I was just like, hey, man, like, we're down here. And like, if you want to ride, let me know. And he actually responds back. He's like, yeah, man, like, let's link up. And so we link up, and I'm like a kid in a candy store. Because like I said, I've been watching Downshift for forever. So like getting to meet him in person and like have him just come out and ride with us was just like such a treat and such a cool experience. And seeing that bike, because that bike and the R1, his R1 like inspired me to get Storm, which was my first R1, for those of you who don't know, my 2014. And just if you look at our bikes side by side, you probably might see a lot of similarities. And even with the Hawks on the helmets in the background there, a lot of that was inspired by Downshift 83. So I thought it was like one of the coolest things ever, watching him do his wheelies and him just do his thing on his bikes back in the day, man. And for those of you who don't know Downey, like, you guys need to go back and watch some of his older motovlogs, man. He was the man. And so anyways, fast forward a couple months later, he hits me up and is like, hey, and I'm set on buying the V4. Like, I was planning on, I'd been texting Nate. He lives in Atlanta. We were going to film a reveal video. I was like, hey, I'm going to come down probably this weekend and buy a V4S. And he texted me like, probably like a couple weeks before I was supposed to go down there. And is like, hey, like, I'm selling Lacey. Would you be interested in buying her at this price? And at the price he gave me, I couldn't say no. I was like, I can own such an iconic bike, something I thought was cool for such a long time, and ride it, and then either sell it for the same price or maybe sell it for more, which would be really cool. And just make some content on 1299 and kind of get to experience the Ducati at a cheaper level than buying a new V4S. We all know new V4S out the doors, 30 grand plus. So I was like, all right, I guess it's just a godsend opportunity. So I fly down there, get the bike, ride it, pay for it. And I mean, I'm head over heels for it, man. I love it. It's so torquey, phenomenal looking bike. The wrap job he did on it is great. And I got to spend some time with Downshift, which was really cool. I stayed at his house, so I went down there. So kind of just hear the backstory on a lot of things that I watched over the years with him was really cool. And so see his whole setup with the helmets, and also get to ride his R1, which I posted a video riding that. And like I said, I've watched that so many times on YouTube. So like sitting on the bike and like seeing the cockpit like first person was just so surreal to me. But yeah, so then I brought Lacey back, and I don't even know where I was going with this story now, man. I just lost my train of thought. What was the original question?
Yeah, the point of you grabbing that bike,
yeah,
right?
That's
and now you're encountering some issues with it.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, I was just saying, it's not good, not a good future for Lacey at all.
So I saw the bike, I saw you bought it, and I'm like, yeah, that's really dope. He bought that bike, but I don't know how well that's gonna work out. Not because Downey goes hard. You know, he's cranking it hard, he's wheeling, doing whatever. He's going hard on the bike, and you ride hard, you kind of hold down your own with it as well. And I just thought in the time frame when you picked up the bike, well, you already had multiple bikes, so I think it was kind of a nice fit to it. But I just felt like the V4 was already out, and not that there's anything wrong with that bike per se, but I felt like it wasn't able to keep up. I mean, the sound, the exhaust, you know what I mean, the torque that comes down, and the feel that you get. You know how it is with a Ducati. The feel that you get, you don't get it with nothing else. I think an R1 kind of give you a little bit of that, like sound-wise. But when you pull up somewhere, a conversation starter, that bike is exactly where it's going to be. But I don't know, man. It's kind of weird that you encounter that. And I don't think it's just that. I'm just going to roll up a clip here of your OGR1, which I'm told that you're extremely fond of. And I do believe this bike will be part of your collection again. Just because of the nature of that bike. I think that's your number one love, to be honest, guys. Take a quick look at this OGR1. did play that clip just to kind of throw you off a little bit. I know you're gonna be thinking that, hey man, that takes you back a little bit. But guys, the reason why I played this clip, as you can see, a lot of the clips that I'm playing of Dylan's channel, Fastlane D, of course, the link's gonna be in the description. Make sure you subscribe. Then, of course, subscribe to my joint. Why not? All right, we all can grow from this. What I think is really dope, the reason I played this clip, and you could see a pattern of why I'm playing all these clips. Dylan is extremely approachable. You could even see here in the comment section some of the comments is being dropped. My man 5 Up mentioned he met you at an event. Let me see here. It's a lot coming on. Nashville. Oh, I almost forgot. I just gotta throw this in, guys. I will be down at Texas in MotoGP. I'm gonna be flying out with motivationusa.com. Check me out for sure.
There.
You're gonna be out there?
Yeah, I'll be out there, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. I just bought my plane ticket a couple days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going, man.
Yo, you gonna have a bike?
Yes. So I'm gonna be riding Kudis's bike, the 650 giveaway bike that he had.
Yo.
The plan was to bring the Ducati. Of course, this happens right before we're supposed to go down because I want to go on Ducati Island and then do the parade lap and all that good stuff that Ducati provides. But yeah, that's out the window now. Not even a slight chance of that happening. So Kudis can let me ride his bike. I was going to bring the R1M, but that means Kudis is hauling. He'd haul it for me because I'm flying. So I have to bring it down there and then drive back and then go get it again. It's too much. So it'd just be easier to ride his bike out there. And that's one of the bikes on the list for the next bike. So it'll be cool to spend some time with it.
Yo, that's really dope. So
yeah.
I guess I'll see you there.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that content, though.
We're definitely linking up.
Let's get
That's
it.
going to be cool.
That's awesome. But just to kind of go back, guys, the reason why I kind of played that clip, one, and also reference to the comment section, the live chat. And we appreciate everybody tuning in that's watching, guys. Truly, truly appreciate it. Hopefully you walk away enjoying the stream or at least learning something about myself or Dylan, which is kind of cool. So the reason why I played the clip, you can see on every single one of those, the production level. He does a lot of his own drone work as well. But often you will see that there's a production credit, which I think is really dope. From the beginning of him jumping in, doing YouTube and producing content, never been really shy in partnering with big or small channel, reached out to everyone, dude. I don't think I've reached out to one person that's had anything lateral to say about you. It's always like, yo, Dylan's really dope. He hit me up. You know, we're going to be working with him. Even with Adobo Moto, he was on as well. He was like, yo, yeah, he hit me up. I got to make it happen. So,
yeah, he's cool, man. Yeah, I definitely, like I said, when I was starting out, man, I was following y'all's channels, man. I was like, it'd be so cool to link up with them one day. And now we're here on a live stream, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, those videos are all edited by Nate, and I see he's in the comment section. Shout out to my boy Nate Miner. I mean, anything that says a major production at the beginning was filmed by him, man. And he's just as passionate about bikes as I am. And it's cool because we grew up together. Nate and I have been like best friends since middle school. And so to have that passion, and then he's as big into cinematography and cameras and getting content, capturing all that cool stuff.
I was going to jump into that. Yeah. I was going to be my other gym, you being best friend with him, but you already said it.
Yeah. I'm getting ahead, man. I'm getting ahead.
Nah, it's all good.
But yeah, I mean, I love collaborating and working with other people because I feel like there's an element, just like a natural element of when you talk with someone else or you have other people in the videos that you can't create when you're alone. Just like certain moments that happen, awkward moments, funny moments. Like it's just different when you have someone else there.
Yo, you know what's dope? We started at similar time, and my channel had more following than yours, to the point now your channel has surpassed mine, which is amazing. I think it's great. It's not like a competition thing. I love seeing others do well, especially if it's well-deserved, guys. Again, when you look at the body of his work, the body of work that Dylan has done, it's worth every single sub that he's earning. I think it's really, really dope. And he's going to get a whole lot more. And again, you could see the energy, even him here on chat talking. There's no difference between his videos or who you see exactly when you meet up with him. So that's really dope.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I try and keep it as real as possible. I just never wanted to be that person where you meet them in person, it's just not the same energy. I think a lot of it comes from, those of you that don't know, I do work in the fitness industry. So I got to be high energy at all times and have a smile on and just be encouraging and positive. And so I really try and bring that same exact energy and element to my channel. So that's where a lot of that comes from, honestly.
Yeah, you could actually even see that, guys. I'm going to also pull this up. You got to see it. And it's not just, I think it's really cool because it's even come to the point where it's really inspiring me, even though I'm jumping back into the game. It's very difficult whenever you're producing content and you disappear, you come back. It's a lot of work. So very inspiring even to myself. Let's take a look at one of the takeovers.
Oh yeah, I need it, man.
He rolls deep, guys.
Man, this is nuts.
Yeah, man, I always got to throw in these clips there, man, because, you know.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It is cool to see it. Like I said, you understand, you get stuck in the rat race sometimes, man, where it's, you put a video up and it's like, all right, what's next? Like immediately, like you don't really get to enjoy like your content. So it's cool to go back and kind of watch and relive some of those moments, man. And just kind of get my head out of the ground from just like, all right, next video, next trip. Like, what are we doing next to keep the channel growing? But it's cool.
Yo, you keep throwing me these softballs. Awesome. Because my question for you is, how, I would say, what advice would you give to someone else that's just starting out, that is on track to kind of maybe trending to getting somewhere, or at least getting help to kind of get there? Because how often do you watch your videos like afterwards? You upload it, if it's going to be a success or if it's not going to be a success, some of the best practices you would say?
I honestly don't really because I always, before I export it, I always rewatch it. And then again, I might watch it once after that, but not really. I don't ever go back and watch them again, which is kind of sad, but I'm always like thinking forward. And like, what can I do next? What can I improve on? Like, what did I not do during this trip that I can do better? What angle do I think would be cooler? I tend to watch a lot of other people's content a lot too. Just kind of get ideas, and not just motorcycle people, like lifestyle vloggers or like car vloggers. Like one of my favorite channels ever, #1 channel in my book. As soon as I get home, like, all right, did Daily Driven Exotics post a video today? Because I just think they're just pioneers in the angles and keeping people engaged and just always pushing the limits. And that was a huge inspiration for me starting the channel. It was just like, can I do this same exact idea that they have with bikes? So I tell someone that's going to start a channel, find something, one, that you're passionate about. Because like it's going to be hard building that following from the beginning, because you're putting out content and nobody is watching it. And you're going to think it's phenomenal content, but nobody's going to watch it. And it's super frustrating to do that. But you just keep going, man. Like, you just keep going, stay consistent. Try and find like a rhythm that you can get into. And that it just, like I said, as long as you're passionate about it, I mean, at some point you're going to find your audience, your people that will like click with you and enjoy your stuff. So.
You know, the one thing, though, I think a lot of people say, I mean, I think we all say this, at some point you will find your niche or what's going to work for you. I think that's a yes and no answer. Yeah. Only because, like, you said a key thing earlier, that you produce content, you know, you like it. But you also mentioned that you're looking for the next thing that you didn't do well, that you could improve. I think I even fell to this trap personally, where I was producing stuff and I was doing multiple camera angles, and I felt like it was early on, people weren't doing that yet. I think you get into a state of mind where you can't see what you need help with, or you can't see what's boring because it's yourself. Yeah. You're like, yeah, this is dope. This is lit. This looks great. And if you stay in that space for too long, too much time will pass you and you would get stuck. Because I've become extremely critical of anything that I do now in terms of producing content. I'm working a fine line of the quality, also making sure that I'm not boring. It's not boring to others. Because to yourself, whatever you're doing is always great. I've noticed that it's like a little bit of narcissism we all share. Like, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Like, you're like, oh, this video is lit, but to other people, like, I don't care about any of the other extra stuff that he's doing, or this part of the conversation, or this part of the motovlog. So yeah, I definitely find myself when I'm editing. I mean, I'll spend 8 hours on a video, and people don't understand how much time like goes into that. But I'll rewatch it, and I'm like, okay, what can I take out? Like, what is fluff that doesn't need to be in this video? That I just entertaining for me, but maybe not for someone random that just enjoys like the R1M or just like the bike. Like, what can I cut out to make them almost like, I always tell people, especially when your channel is smaller, to leave them wanting more so that they come back. I'd rather do that than bore them.
Well, I think it's a very, very fine line that I think over time of doing something, again, somebody that's doing it for 5 years plus, you can spot those things. You can tell what's fluff, what needs to be taken out. I think very, very early on is very difficult to determine what's good, what's not good, because you're seeing others. Like you said, you enjoy DDE. I love their content as well. But if you notice, if you watch it past the surface level of what they're doing, or the way they produce it, the way they're talking, what they're shooting, what you see, the style of the car, the angle, all of it. I mean, granted, it's not them doing it specific, because they do have an editing team, so they shoot everything.
Yeah.
The key thing here is their editing team is really chopping it down to maximize everything. And I think if you could watch anybody like that, I think Casey was a master of that. Hence why he's like millions. Yeah. And it took me years to actually learn this.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. No, I agree. I'd say watching the more you watch content like that is the better you're going to get as being able to spot those things. Looking at your analytics as well, seeing where people are watching or where they're skipping is another great thing you can also do. And then for me, I share that same downfall or challenge with you, where you can kind of overthink certain camera angles and try and do almost too much to where like the amount of time you're putting in and the value you get back is not the same, if that makes sense.
No, 100%, man. Even I've been reviewing things, and that's one great thing I think that's about New York that I like a lot. I think a lot of people, like you mentioned, Moke, right? He gets to produce content daily, and he's showing off a lot of his bikes. I think, we spoke about this a little bit earlier. He's one of the guys that's producing content that's very traditional motovlogging, and he's doing well, which is kind of rare. I think it's different now in how things are going, where it's not the same way. To my point is that being in New York, which is great because you ride the main part of the season. And if you're into creating content, you actually really want to improve, because I think that's another fine line here also. You get to sit back and really kind of look at what you've done before and see, because a lot of time I produce stuff and I'm realizing some stuff are overproduced. Some stuff are overdone. Yeah. And like you said, you don't get back exactly what you get. And if you could spot those, I think having that dead winter season, you can spot a lot. You can learn a lot in those time frames. So I think that's a cool thing.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think it's so cool what MK's doing, man. This being the daily component to motovlogging, because really, I can't think of anyone on top of my head that's really like filming daily content every single day, going and riding and getting some stuff. As much as he is putting 5, 6, sometimes 7 videos out a week, which is just absurd to me. I can't even imagine how much time he spends editing and whatnot. But what do you think? Do you think like motovlogging is going to go towards that kind of daily aspect, or going towards the traveling aspect, or what are your thoughts on it? I didn't really ask you.
I think it's a little bit different now. It's a little bit different. one, I think quality still plays a huge part of it because somebody like you, Eve, you know, some people are shooting drone shots, which I'm going to ask you about because I do have a drone. I do shoot drone shots every now and then, but out here in New York, it's illegal. So it's a little bit of a tough thing to kind of do. I don't think it's going to the wayside. I think motovlogging is in a transitional period. And I think it's in a really, really great place. It might not be for everybody because I think a lot of people get stuck into their own where it's like motovlogging is not the same. I don't know if you've heard this critique where it's like when they see people that has drone footage that they're doing reviews. It's not that motovlogging is dead. It's not that it's no longer there. I think just like anything that's great, it has to go through a transition period. It has to grow or become stagnant, right? It's just like being at work, being in a professional environment. It either grows or it dies. I think in this point, we're seeing a lot of people traveling back and forth. Like, for example, this is one of my biggest trip I'm doing, which is MotoGP. And then I'm going to definitely go out to see 5 Up. I'm going to spend some time over there. So I'm going to be bouncing back and forth. And I think either you're part of the growth or you get left behind. And I think you see that in a lot of cases because there were a lot of popular motovloggers that was on the scene doing amazing numbers. They've already hit over 100,000. They disappeared. Yeah. And this is a conversation I'm going to have with Ebe. I think he has a lot to do with a lot of people just disappearing because the transition of him bringing A1 bikes all the time, like $30,000 bikes, him moving around all over. He really, I feel like him, Campese, has changed the demographic of this niche a little bit. They're showing that a lot of more grown-ups are doing it. A lot of people that's a little bit more mature that has things. It's not that they're waiting for YouTube checks to become somebody. They're already somebody, which is really dope.
Yeah, I agree. That's really cool. And it definitely has changed a ton. But I mean, I'm excited to see where it goes, man. Like I'm down for the ride. As long as we're out on the bikes, like I'm down for it, man. Traveling and meeting people, and it's just, I don't know, it's cool. Seeing all these pioneers, kind of, it is crazy to see, like I'm trying to think of a good example, like Motonocity. Like I follow his channel. I still watch all of his videos now. But it's crazy to see like some of those channels, like he doesn't produce as much content as he used to. And same thing with like Chasing Two Wheels. And it's not a bad thing. They just grow up and they like have families now and different priorities. And Chase rides, he's not as big into like the sport bikes thing. Like when I have followed him, he had the WR250 and the R6. Sport bikes was like his main thing. Like that's mostly what he posted. And he's kind of transitioned into more cruisers and doing the first rides. And I know he's also does the streaming stuff as well and has the podcast. It is cool to see those changes happening, man. And I definitely agree. It is in a big transitional phase right now.
So, I'm so glad you kind of mentioned that about Motonocity and Chase, about them not uploading as frequent on YouTube. I don't think it's a numbers game anymore because the way you look at YouTube now, it's a little bit different. You could be producing daily and never really get anywhere. That could hurt your channel, but you could produce daily and it could actually help your channel. Because it's a weird balance, and the transition between somebody like Chase where he's doing first rides, I think his approach is very, very different. Me personally, we are in talks of actually getting him here on the stream as well. I think after he had his crash on the Ducati, I don't know if you remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I definitely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he really got hurt in that, and he really kind of started rethinking about his brand, about what he does, and on their approach. So he's doing it a little bit more professional, and also I believe, not even though you're not uploading as much, they're still getting quite a bit of views. I think in their case is really more of a CPM game, instead of quantity. So,
and I agree. I'd say it's more of a business now.
Yes,
for Chase, because he has people on his team that that's helping feed their family and whatnot. And Chase does, I guess Motonocity doesn't upload as much. Chase still uploads a ton, or regular amount, I'm sure like 3 or so times a week. But yeah, it's interesting to see how his content has changed. I guess, you think that's the pivoting point, was the crash of the Ducati?
Yeah, I believe that's that was a pivoting point. That was part of it. I think you were seeing when he had the crash, there was a little bit of backlash. I think a lot of people was part of that backlash. Even when, for example, Do It With Dan crashed also, there was a thing of where if somebody went down, they would kind of do like a community fundraiser to kind of get their bike going. There was like a that was all part of a transitional period also in motovlogging. And I think I think his name is Klaus. Is it Klaus, right? For Motonocity, I think it's Klaus. I think.
I'm not sure what Moto.
I think.
Is it Brent?
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, Brent. There you go.
Yeah.
I think he bit the bullet early and saw the transition before it started happening. So he just slowly went from really working on a lot of sponsorship deals and not and focusing on the family and then uploading, because his frequency went down, but his quality went up, which I really liked a lot. I watch his stuff pretty often too.
I agree with that for sure. And I guess it's hard to tell. I guess everyone's channel is so different, which if it's about the quality or the quantity. So like I said, we talked about people that are both posting almost daily, and then some people like Motonocity and like yourself that are putting out super, super high quality videos, just maybe not as frequently as someone that's posting like every single day. But I mean, it takes longer to edit the video, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean that's not even all of it really, to be honest. Outside of editing the video, the amount of effort it takes for you to have the equipment and then do everything else, that's just another layer of everything else, man. But outside of that, I think it's really dope what Chase is doing now. Not only because it's not really about himself anymore, and I'm noticing a theme about a lot of channels that are doing really well. For example, yours, Eve's channel, Chase is also. It's like a community base. You know what I mean? It's more about everyone else than just themselves, which is really, really dope. And I think I fell to that pit as well. I felt like my channel had become about me almost.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest learning lessons I think I've taken from a lot of the up and coming people. You know, it's really becoming very community based. Everyone's linking up. And to be honest, this is something I've never really shared with anyone. I have a pretty big fear of going on big group rides and something crazy happening, because it's just it's a roll of a dice for me, and that's always been one of the things for me that always kept me. Early on, I rode with like a couple of friends, very small group, and that was like the thing. And then that kind of just went away because everybody grew up and stuff. But you know, when I see like a huge group like this, which is fine, which is fun, I always feel like shit, man. I need to get back home the same way I left, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. That's something that's in my head every single time we do those big group rides. A lot of times, I mean, there's some random people in there that I've never ridden with. I don't know how they ride, how they're going to act, what their skill levels are, or training or anything. And so you'll notice a lot of time I do stick kind of towards the back. Like I'm never really trying to be in the front or in the middle of everything. And I mean, it's definitely a roll of the dice. Like I pray every single time, like, please get me and my bike home safely. And thankfully nothing's happened and nothing happens in the future, but I completely understand that, because that's a thought that crosses my head every single time we do ride.
Yeah. But this year I'm definitely making things a little bit different, man. And just really I'm not going to say roll the dice, but I'm definitely going to go out there and really ride with more people. And just really take more precautions, I'd say, and be a little bit more mindful. But I just wanted to quickly mention this, guys. Just 1 second, okay? This very, very young and up and coming motovlogger out here in New York also crashed his bike recently. Jared, he was actually in the live chat, guys. I am kind of watching this as I'm kind of narrating the whole thing, guys. Hopefully, man, you healed up quickly and get another bike. I think he looped his ZX6R maybe like 2 days ago, and we're actually planning to kind of link up to and ride. Hopefully you could still make that happen, or at least still come through. But yeah, man, hopefully you're much better, man, and I'm glad you're actually here tuning into the chat, man. We also have a lot of people coming on, so hopefully you get to come on to it at some point. Again, guys, this opportunity here on the stream, doesn't matter if you have 10 sub, 100,000, 50,000, it's an opportunity for everybody to have a conversation, at least kind of get to know everybody a little bit better. I mean, that's what I enjoy doing, and I'd say it'd be the same thing. But we've had you guys here, man, for a very long time. I'm not going to keep you guys for that much longer. I'm just going to let Dylan here highlight his channel, let you know where to find him, and definitely sub him on YouTube and on Instagram. So, Dylan, I'll put you on, man. Just let the people know.
Yeah.
By the way, man, thank you for coming on, man. Really appreciate it.
No, it's flown by, man. I can't believe it's already been almost an hour and a half. But yeah, on Instagram, FastLaneD, and on YouTube, FastLaneD. Those are really the two social medias that I am pretty active on. I do have a TikTok account, but I don't really use it. But it's the same handle, FastLaneD as well. I'm trying to, in the future, make some moves and free up some of my time so that I can do more things, more social media, and like be more active. But there's that fine line of, man, I'm giving up this steady source of income to kind of like chase a dream. Just kind of figuring out when's a good point to make that switch. But yeah, for now, just those main two ones where you can find me, YouTube and Instagram.
Yo, he is gonna be on TikTok doing those dance videos though. Just so you guys are aware, he's gonna be.
Heck no, I ain't gonna be doing no dance videos.
He's gonna be doing those dance videos though.
Y'all don't want to see that. Y'all don't want to see that.
Yeah, man.
Y'all do that.
Guys, just gonna quickly go through the comments real quick before we bounce out. Guys, again, usually I have them pulled up on the stream, and again, the stream deck is kind of like off. I'll probably have to update it or something weird like that. But by the way, Dylan is a very difficult guy to get, man. He's so busy. I really, really appreciate you coming through, man. I know it took a lot of your time, and you're pretty busy.
Yeah,
but
no, I'm honored to be on here, man. I appreciate you having me for real. It's really cool.
Yo, it's gonna be dope.
We can do it again.
I'm excited. Oh, the door's always welcome, man. You don't even have to ask. You know how it is.
Heck yeah, man. I appreciate that. And we'll link up and have a good time in Austin.
Hells yeah, man.
That'll be cool.
All right, let's take a quick look here. Just at the chat before we bounce, guys. If you have any questions for Dylan or myself before we go, now this is your chance, and we'll just wrap it up. That way we don't keep everybody up here. So it's kind of weird. Let's see. Governor D Nice mentioned here your R1 is pretty dope. I'm assuming he's talking about the latest one, which is pretty cool.
Love that bike, man.
Let's see here.
A lot of people ask if I regret selling Storm, and honestly, I'm not as of right now, no. Because I'm still, the R1M is still pretty new. But as of right now, no. Maybe in the future, yes, but the owner that I sold it to just actually sold it again to someone else. So it's kind of sad, but hopefully that bike, the bike will always hold a special place in my heart. And like you mentioned, maybe one day we'll buy another one and do another crazy build of that generation R1, because I still love that generation R1.
You know what's so funny, man? I think that bike is definitely going to come back at some point, but I think it's going to be when you get to the point where you have all the bikes, the dream bikes you want, and you're just going to be one of those that's going to stay. Because that bike, you blew the engine and bought a new engine you put in there, dude. That was wild. Usually, most people are like washing my hands, getting something else. Is what it is. You just don't let go, man. I was telling you got to let go of that Ducati. I'm like, yo, that knocking, though.
Yeah, no, that bike is, that's gone. I'm not doing that, because it's just way more expensive than a Yamaha is, and you don't know how many other problems you're gonna have. Again, I ain't got deep pockets like that at all. As much as it may look like it, I ain't got deep pockets, man.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got here, Mike. Yeah. Somebody called me here an investigator, Governor D Nice. And you have Sazon Moto mentioned here. He's been following you since you had the CBR 1000 WR Fireblade.
Hey, shout out to him, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
lots of people
have
been
channel
on.
too. We're supposed to link up. He's in Orlando. And,
wow.
We were supposed to link up in Daytona, but we weren't able to do it. But we'll link up too. He's got an R1, a new Gen R1, and he just got an S1000 WR. So we'll link up. He's always in there talking smack, man. So I'll have to teach him a lesson next time I'm in Florida, man. So I'm coming for you, Sazon.
Yeah, man. This guy links up with anybody and everybody. I love that, dude.
Thank you.
Power Moto mentioned here he's learning so much and one of your biggest fans.
No, Power Moto, that man's wild. He is wild. He's cool though, man. We talked for a little bit. down in Miami. It's cool to kind of chop it up with him, man. Good energy, high energy, and no, he's the man. And always supporting, man. I really do appreciate that for sure. So shout out to Power Moto. I'll go check him out.
Yeah, man. All right, I got another one here by Patrick Karen. He put here, you are such an inspiration, bro. I watch a bunch of your other channels, but you're so real, just fun to watch. I'm assuming he's talking about you, because I think I'm a little bit on the flat side.
Oh, man, you got this stuff up there, man. You got this stuff, man. Oh, it's crazy. I appreciate that. It's cool to be able to inspire other people, man, because I don't know. It's just really cool to be on the other side of it now, because I was in the side where I was just watching and not really creating any content. So being on the flip side is cool, and just like I said, linking up with people and sharing those experiences and making memories and inspiring people to just do great and stay positive and just chase their dreams is awesome, man. It's a blessing.
Oh, he's another one. Patrick is out here in Connecticut, which is cool. He's out here in New York, man.
Wow.
Let's see what else we got here. Of course, Nate Miner. Let's go, baby.
That's my boy, man. That's my boy.
Yo, that's him in the high vis, right?
No, that's Tanner.
Okay. All right.
Tanner was Wheelie Hut Jr. I know he was in here earlier. I saw him.
Yo, listen, I gotta play that. Give me a second, guys, before we go. I gotta play that wheelie though. Tanner is lit.
Crazy.
All right, we're gonna have to play that.
Control. Yeah, go ahead and run that back, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. It wouldn't be right if we did not let him shine a little bit, because that I specifically prepped that clip for that too.
Yeah, and he got good rate.
There it goes.
No chill, man. No chill.
That is so cool.
I think that's your other boy though.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Going up, elevate. Watch me demonstrate. On time, never late. I grind, celebrate. Don't fake, hesitate. I've been scoring every day. Champagne Perrier since 9
Let's go.
It's
40 degrees. I can't feel my fingers.
Yeah. He'll ride those for miles, man. That's literally just a normal Sunday in Kentucky, man. It's so funny to me.
Yo, that is
crazy.
wild, man.
Yeah. Tanner just has no chill. Literally any second. If you ask anyone that's been on a group ride with him, he stays just on one wheel. Just every single time. Just riding it, come down. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, here we go, man.
That is
It's
wild.
So Tanner knows I love him. Yeah, he's crazy, man.
He's got skills though. He's got skills,
no, he
man.
is. And so does Dustin, man. Both of them, man. Dustin will ride that stand-up wheelie for miles. Usually he comes down because his oil light comes on, not because he has to stop. His bike's starving of oil, so it's nuts, man. It's cool to see that stuff in person. And some people hate on it on the videos and just the recklessness, but we're still having fun. As long as nobody gets hurt or we hurt anyone else, I mean, I don't see any harm in that. We try and keep it on the back roads too, so.
Well, the other thing too, I think a lot of people are, when people, there's a couple of groups that watch. There's a group that watch for entertainment, which when the video is cut right, that's what it does. And some of those are policing it, and then you get that. But I think being able to catch exactly that and putting it in the right place is really, really dope. By the way, you don't wheelie as much before. You used to wheelie a lot more. I noticed you toned down a little bit.
Yeah, I have, man. I feel like as you grow older, it's just, is it worth the risk right now? Probably not. Not really. The R1M I am getting comfortable on. I've been practicing a little bit off camera, but I really want to get Supermoto again, man, to practice on, because that's when I was really starting to get them down.
Yeah, I'm actually getting a smaller bike to kind of practice to, like on the back roads or parking lots near me. It's just, like you said, as you're getting a little bit more mature, and I think also in your case, you have to think about it two ways. Because one, if you get hurt, not only motovlogging is down, career is down as well for a period of time. So you got to be mindful of that too as well. Yeah. All right, let me just pull up a few more and then we'll just call it a night. Again, guys, sorry, man. It's like talking to an old friend, so we will be in here all night if we don't bounce out. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, Nate Miner here mentioned you and him are hitting Italy in 2023, renting Italian super bikes. Oh shit!
Nate,
you guys making plans
Nate,
already, man.
That's news to me. I didn't know that, man.
Yo, just
But
make sure.
Nate's always.
Just make sure when you guys are doing that, do it in November, because I think in November I'll be in Italy. So,
Oh heck yeah, that'd be cool. I've always said I told Nate I want to do an international trip, and Nate, he's always traveling, man. I think he's out in Mexico right now, still. And no, I definitely want to do some international trips. So that'll be. I don't know where we're going, but that'd be really cool.
Buds, he's a normal on the stream. He's mentioned here. Did you fix the Ducati, man? I don't think that bike's gonna get fixed. Not because it can't be fixed. It's tough, man. I mean, if it's not a new bike, it's not under warranty, engine issues are gonna be pretty costly, in my opinion, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, no, it's let's just say it's gonna take more than a couple grand to fix that bike, and it's the debacle. Do I sink that money into it just to sell it? Because I mean, after that, I'm not gonna own another Ducati outside of warranty. Let's just say that. That's the lesson I've learned. Unless it's brand new and I'm getting a warranty with it and everything, then I don't want it, man.
Well, you know what's so funny, man? I've said this before. I mean, I have no problem with people buying used bikes. It's not like a pompous thing. I'm sure you probably have gotten that feeling because you picked up a lot of bikes where you bought them, where you trust people, and you've. Oh man, I almost forgot to talk about this. This was great. He actually has a nice deal with Harley locally in your town, a respectable deal, which is really dope.
Yep. I need to meet up with those boys again, man. Huge shout out. A lot of people hate on the cruisers. A lot of sport bike riders hate on the cruisers. Look, until you get out there and ride, it's just a different experience versus on the sport bikes. Like we're out there chilling, and I've tried to link up and like do content with some sport bike dealerships, and they're never about it, man. But I went to the Harley dealership, and they were super open, and they're like, you can ride whatever you want and film whatever you want, like on these bikes, like. Just let us know when you're coming in. We'll have the bike prepped and ready to go. And I mean, huge shout out to those guys, man, because they really helped keep my channel afloat last winter. When I really wasn't riding much, I was like, all right, let's go to the dealership and do some first rides on a nice day and get a couple of videos cranked out. So yeah, I mean, it's such a crazy opportunity, man, but really cool. Love the Harley boys, and I still have one.
I think it's really cool that you're able to do that. You're able to walk both lines. And more importantly, the reason why I wanted to mention that, and I almost didn't make it part of the stream, is the fact that solely your channel is becoming a bona fide place to work with official businesses and have business opportunities. So I think that's really dope, and I think you're going to do really well doing that.
Yeah, I hope so, man. It's like I said, I love collabing with people. I feel like together, like you can always make better content with other people and having their ideas and being able to bounce stuff off of them and get different angles than alone. It's really hard to get content when you're just by yourself. So
yeah,
that's why I've always been kind of trying to collab and meet people and do stuff.
So Jeremy Grimes here mentioned you're the reason why he bought a 2013 R1. Look at that. It's a huge deal, dude.
That's really cool.
Influencing, man. Hardcore.
Yeah. Hey, congrats on your new bike, Jerry. You're gonna love that thing, man. I love mine. It sounds incredible.
That guy Kels here mentioned he met you at Ducati New York, but didn't notice it was him till later on. I think he had posted your video. I think I seen the clip.
Yeah. Because I was at the Ducati dealership and I'm like, what? There's an R1 here. I was not expecting to see an R1 at the Ducati New York. So that was cool. Went over and talked to him and just filmed some stuff. And then later on he ended up messaging me. I was like, yo, I follow your channel. I didn't realize that was actually you. Which was cool to see that he had seen some of my videos, man.
Good question here from Futuristic Viper. Do you fly the drone or does Nate?
I fly the drone. In most of my videos, I'm flying the drone. You ever see like the cinematic shots, like the R1M reveal? Nate was flying the drone in that because obviously I was on the bike.
Hold on.
I'd say like 90 to 95% of the time I'm flying the drone.
Yeah, I want to kind of definitely show that too, man. I had like a gang of clips on here for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, Nate, he's a beast with that drone, man. He does like weddings and all sorts of other cinematography stuff, so that's why he's so good with it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's cool to have access to him to ask questions and bounce ideas off, and he's always trying to push the envelope with angles and what different kind of content can we get. So I appreciate always linking up and get some stuff with him.
Let's take a look. Yo, nothing like seeing a bunch of sport bike lined up like that, man.
Oh yeah,
Nasty.
I agree, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I love the drone, man. I definitely think it adds a cool element for sure to the videos, and they're fun to fly. And yeah, I mean, I just love the drone, man. I was sitting there flying the drone. You can kind of see it at the end of that clip where I'm panning around the restaurant. Everyone's just eating and talking. I'm like, I'm gonna go fly the drone, man. It's a good time to fly and get some cool shots while we're down here. So it's definitely another task to do while you're there, but I enjoy it and I think it's worth it. So
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this up here real quick because it's a cool comment. Also, Arctic Kawi mentioned, honestly, have to say that Fastlane D is starting to create TV quality content. Fire. Look forward to watching those rides after work since I'm in Canada and can't enjoy riding because of the snow. Fastlane game. Yeah,
that's cool. Heck yeah, man. I appreciate that, bro. It really does mean a lot that you guys are enjoying the content that I'm putting out, because there's a lot of work that goes into an 12-minute video that a lot of people don't see. So really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Anyway, guys, man.
I'd love to get up there one day.
Where? Up in Canada?
Canada, yeah, that's on my list, man. They got some beautiful roads, and Daily Driven Exotics is a showcase some of the roads up there, and that'd be cool to be on a bike. So it's on my list, man.
Yeah, man. I'm game. I'd be game to go there, man. Like I said, I've mentioned this before in my other streams. Possibly just once this whole car thing dies down, because buying a car right now is complete chaos. I'm definitely getting that van and trailer my bikes around, dude. Just like your pickup truck, dude.
Man. Worth every dollar. You will not regret that for sure.
Anyway, guys, there are a ton more comments coming in, and of course we can't keep this whole thing running for 2 hours. It's gonna be wild crazy. But thank you everybody that tuned in and hit that thumbs up. Again, if you're a supporter of motovlogging, motorcycle content, whatever it is that you do, hit that subscribe button. Go to Dylan's page, check out his channel, hit the subscribe button as well. Always appreciate it. And if you guys want to be even a guest on here, again, you don't have to be a big channel. You don't have to be a small channel. As long as we have something interesting to talk about or share the passion, I'm more than happy and open to have you on. So definitely hit me up. Again, Dylan, anything you want to say before we bounce?
I appreciate you guys joining, man. Ride hard, ride safe. Let's go, baby.
All right, guys. Catch you guys later. Peace. Oh man, that was